That little clip you guys just watched of this, my 1972 Toyota Corolla TE21. It has a 2TC motor and a 4-speed transmission. And you might be wondering why this video exists. Why did I make that clip? Who am I? Well, first let's start with the car. I got it around 4 years ago from Vancouver. Had it shipped down or on a train. And essentially, I just really like cars. And I really wanted a first-gen Sleeka liftback, but those are incredibly hard to find, and I couldn't find any nearby. And then I saw this come up on Craigslist, and I was like, you know what? Like, I fell in love. I was like, I need this like ASAP. Negotiate the price, and I got it. The plans with this car are pretty simple. It's a coffee getter. Drive it around, take errands in it, you know, just kind of what you do with the classic car, and what at least I want to do with the classic car. So I'm gonna have to get to that state. Currently, everything works. It runs and drives, but there are some issues. So the issues I'm talking about can all be summed up in one big thing, and that is trust. I don't trust the car. I take it to get coffee, but coffee is like a 5-minute drive from my house, and that's pretty much it. That's all I really do with it. Go to a store nearby, drive around the neighborhood. I want to get outside the neighborhood. I want to take it outside and run errands with it like how you would with a normal car. So that's the end goal of the project. Get it reliable and get it to a daily point. In the summer, of course, I'm in Ontario, so our winters have salt on the road. This thing is not touching a winter road anytime soon. So what I will be doing with the project first is going over the front half of the car. That means going over the bushings and the front suspension, just refreshing them and doing what I can. So I definitely gonna do shocks and what other else is in there. I'll just replace, kind of inspect, see what I can do. Also clean up the wheel wells and any rust I find, because this isn't a Canadian car, so there is bound to be some rust. But from understanding and what I've checked out so far, nothing's rotted out, so it's all surface rust. So just a grinder and some paint should be good. And then we gotta go over the engine, which we'll talk about right now. So this is the engine itself. I don't know if I'm in the shot, but essentially this is a 2TC I'm talking about. I believe this is Toyota's first Hemi, which is pretty cool. It's a 4-cylinder. Hemi as in, it's not a V8 or from Dodge, it's just the actual cylinder cell, I guess, is a Hemi shape from the top, half a circle. But I'm talking about the overall car. Definitely gonna refresh the battery. I didn't get a new one. There's some wiring mess going on, so we'll dabble with that. This whole carburetor setup, I want to consider going to a Weber. I don't know if that's something, again, that I mentioned earlier, if I know how to do or if it's easy to figure out. So I'll look into that. Gonna delete the emission system because I hear they're useless at this point. Don't really need them, and we're not really required to have emissions on old cars here. Or, yeah, like it's from 72, so I'm sure it's not required. I'll double check that. Overall, the exhaust side looks pretty good, but just a general refresh, like maybe a new radiator. But this radiator for the front, the fins look mint. So we'll check out the back, maybe clean this up. But overall, again, the way I'm gonna sum it up is I just want to kind of touch everything and refresh everything, and just know that, hey, like it's good. One thing the engine does have is that it's really sweaty in the front. Here, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it, but the whole oil pan right there has a lot of grime buildup, and it does drip a little bit of oil when the car's parked. So I guess we'll see if it's like, I assume it's dripping, so I assume it's leaking. So it definitely needs the oil pan gasket. And while I'm in there, if I'm doing the oil pan gasket, I'm gonna figure out what else I can do. Because if I have the engine that open, that far, and I'm gonna have the valve adjustment going, I'm gonna figure out, hey, can I refresh something else? Is there something else here I could place? So if you guys know what to do, let me know. But other than that, it's a pretty clean car. Like, yeah, there's surface rust, but this is nothing for a Canadian car. So yeah, I'm gonna refresh up all this. Probably just grind it down, paint it. If I keep the stock carb, definitely gonna clean this up. If not, I'll figure out a new intake system. After deleting emissions, I'll have to figure out what to do with the emissions. So if anyone knows how to go about that, let me know. So you might be wondering why I'm saying, like, if this allows, if I can do it, if I can figure it out. Well, it's because I'm Jot. I'm a university student. So that means funds and cash isn't really a thing for me right now. So we'll see what the budget allows for. But also, I haven't really worked on cars. I've enjoyed them. I've done like brake jobs here and there, oil changes, and replaced a few coolant pipes. But that's the extent of it, basically. Everything else I know about cars is from the internet. And I love cars. I'd watch a lot of videos, and I'll say like I'm an internet mechanic. But that's it. That's the extent. So this car will be a learning project for me, and also hopefully at the end I'll have a nice little toy, like fun cruiser. This project is something I'll be working on with my dad and brother. Hopefully get my mom in on it, but we'll see. But yeah, so this is my 1972 Toyota Corolla TE21. I hope you guys enjoy watching the process, and of course I'm kind of recording this more to document the time, but also, like, I read that when you're working on a car like this where videos aren't available readily, it's like it's good having videos recorded on how you undid everything, so when you put everything back together you have something to reference. And that's why I will be recording a lot of it, and I might as well upload it, document it for myself, also put it out in the world, and kind of like, hey, this exists. Maybe I can talk to some people, meet some people on the way on my little journey of this car. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video, which is hopefully, next video. Hopefully it's gonna be tearing up the front end and taking out the front suspension for sure, like dropping the struts, I think.